Hi dear friends, in this video I would like to talk with you about maps. Writing task 1, map. Many people consider it difficult as well, but today I will try to clarify the situation with maps and facilitate all your difficulties regarding this. But before you start watching this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel because it's very important for me. Okay, let's start. Maps are not so difficult, again, as they may seem. They have very simple vocabulary. If you learn this vocabulary and you can apply it appropriately, you can write a good task 1 about map. What you should know about map, firstly, they usually give you some kind of transformation of any area. It can be a town, it can be a campus, it can be just a part of a town, and mostly they give you it like this: how it was and how it is now, or it can be how it was in, let's say, 1980 and how it is in 2010. You should be very careful while writing map, especially with tenses, because according to your time they can change. They can also show you the present situation with any area and the situation that is planned, that is estimated to be in the future. In this case, of course, you should use future tense. Let's look at this map. This map is from Cambridge 14. Many people also have found it quite difficult, challenging for them, because it's not clear what to write and what not to write. Actually, I want to say you the main rule of maps. You should write everything. You shouldn't skip any part of this map. It's very important. The second thing that you should mention, don't forget about the location of objects. You should always mention them, like something in the north, something in northwest, northeast. You should divide your information into body paragraphs, and you should present clear information in your overview. As you know, all maps have the same structure. It's introduction, overview, body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, maybe body paragraph 3, but in maps I don't think that there can be body paragraph 3, because you can divide actually all maps into two main bodies. In introduction, we paraphrase as usual. In overview, we mention the important things, but the main important thing that we should mention in our overview is the parts that you are going to mention in your bodies. Actually, the logics of your body division you should show in your overview. You can divide it like west, east, south, north, and so on. Let's start from this map. Firstly, let's read its prompt and then let's discuss it in order not to be confused. The plans below show a public park when it first opened in 1920 and the same park today. So we have the past and we have the present time. It means that we should use past simple and present perfect because something is shown as a result. Actually, the second map shows us the result. Many people say that can I divide into bodies like the first map in the first main paragraph, the second map in the second main paragraph? No, you can't, because in this case you cannot compare them. Okay, let's look at our introduction. Introduction, it's paraphrase, as you know. You should show what it is, its map. You should show what does it do. It actually illustrates the change, the development, the transformation. You can use these words. You should show the name of area, and you should show the period of transformation. Here I have written like this: the map demonstrates, or you can write the maps, but it's actually no matter. The map demonstrates how Grange Park, located between Arnold Avenue and Eldon Street, was before in 1920 and how it looks now. I've mentioned everything. I've mentioned its location, I've mentioned the streets, because the streets are also important. If they are written, I should somewhere mention them. So I've mentioned them in introduction, and I think that it's okay, it's enough. I shouldn't write them again and again. Now I'm going to overview. As I've told you, the first thing that you should show in your overview, the logics of your division. Secondly, you should show what was left unchanged, if there is something, and you should show the type of change. Actually, the type of change can be urban, it can be suburban, tourist, sport, industrial, and so. Let's look firstly at our Grange Park in 1920. You see here stage for musicians, fountain. In the center we see here two entrances. We see here 3 rose gardens. We see also 5 seats, and we see pond for water plants in the northeast, and we see glass house in the south. But what we see in the next period? Firstly, we see that entrances left unchanged, they didn't change their place. We see that almost all rose gardens were demolished and they were set somewhere in the middle. And not only rose gardens but also seats. Then we see that stage for musicians were transferred into amphitheater for concerts. Then we see cafe in the north. In the northeast we see children's play area, and in the south, instead of glass house, we see water feature. And near this water feature we have entrance underground car park. That's very interesting changes. And let's look at our overview. Overall, it's apparent that while in the past the park used to be with fewer facilities, now more entertaining ones are built inside it. So we see that the park has become more entertaining. That's the main change that we should mention in our overview. Next, moreover, the park experienced such a significant transformation that only the rose garden in the northwest has been left unchanged. Really, rose garden in the northwest is the only part left unchanged on this map. When it comes to the kind of entertainment, the western side has still remained for musical events. Meanwhile, the eastern side now is full of different amenities for cities. Here I show my logics of division. I will divide it like western and eastern. Western side for musical events, eastern side for more other amenities. Here I used the construction of meanwhile, not while, because while I have used before in the first sentence, and in order not to repeat it again, to be different, I changed the construction. When it comes what to write first, eastern part or western part, I've written eastern first because I have more change in eastern part. This means that I will write a bigger paragraph. According to writing rules, let's say, it's advised to write a bigger paragraph first and then a smaller one. So let's start from the eastern part. With regard to the eastern part, here I show the examiner that I'm going to divide like this, eastern and western. The rose garden in the north was demolished and replaced by the cafe. We see this. Always don't forget to mention the location of the object. Rose garden in the north, it's very important. If you don't want to mention every time the location of any object, you can say like something near it, something to the west of it, in order to be a bit more different. Similarly, the pond for water plants, which was to the east of the rose garden, made way to the children's play area. So I've shown a pond for water plants, and I've shown that it was to the east of the rose garden. You see, I haven't mentioned its location, but I have mentioned its location regarding to rose garden. Next, what I mentioned in the eastern part. The glass house standing in the south was knocked down and a new water feature has been built instead. I mentioned the glass house like with past simple because it happened in the past and it was knocked down, because I see a new result. It's a water feature, and while writing about this water feature I use present perfect. Next to the water feature, a new entrance underground car park has been set in the place which used to be seats before. Before there were seats, but now there is new entrance for underground car park. That's my information. That's my last piece of information about the eastern part. Now I'm going to the western part. As for the western side, here again I use a linker in order to demonstrate the examiner that I'm changing my focus from east to west. A new amphitheater for concerts has been constructed instead of the stage for musicians. I show how the stage for musicians was changed with amphitheater, and the rose garden in the south with seats next to it were relocated to the center of the park and designed square-shaped. I see there one rose garden that has several seats near it. To write every time the location of every seat is too much, that's why I mention mainly rose garden and seats, and then I say that they are relocated to the center and they are designed like square-shaped. Okay, that was the information about MAP. I hope that I could help you. I could help you facilitate your task 1 writing preparation, because MAP is one of the most difficult one considered by many students. MAP and the process. If you have difficulties with the process, you can watch this video about the process chart as well. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like this video, write a comment below, and support me, of course, with your comments. I'll be very, very glad. Thank you. See you soon.